the cannabis industry. Can you explain what you're doing in the cannabis industry, where you see the market, and where it's kind of going?
Yeah, the cannabis industry is a developing industry. It's only been around a couple of years now, the medicinal cannabis industry. And so with medicinal cannabis, we're really looking at being limited to making CBD, cannabidiol, in Australia from medicinal cannabis plants that are low THC, high CBD. And so you've got to go through this process of progressively purifying. So you grow a plant that's rich in CBD, you then extract a crude cocktail of that material out, which has probably got 40 or 50% CBD in it and a lot of other material in it. And then you progressively purify that so you get more and more pure CBD out of that product.
And so that's the process. How do you see the industry as a whole developing? What's the current state? What's going on in the industry? Where do you see everything kind of shaping up at the moment?
The industry is reasonably fragmented in that there are a lot of people who are looking to grow the plant, the actual medicinal cannabis plant, and not necessarily extract. There's quite a lot of people at the other end of the spectrum looking to extract it and purify it and make product. And some of them are looking at going the whole hog and doing the growing right through to finished product. It's still a developing industry.
As far as so there's people that are cultivating, there's processors that are processing it at that same time, kind of on farm,
Yeah.
And then there's manufacturers.
That's right.
And so, because it is so young of an industry here in Australia, do you see that shaping up? There's also kind of two industries here as well. That's kind of the medical side of the industry, but there's also a hemp side of the industry here in Australia, which is food and fiber.
Yes.
Can you explain the distinction between those two?
There's probably three distinct areas. There's the fiber area where people are using the stalks of the plant and processing that for bricks, for agriculture, for architecture, for building products, for bricks and those sorts of things. I'm particularly interested in the seed side of things and in the medicinal side of things. So it's different cultivars of the plant. So you have plants that are specifically grown to have high levels of CBD, low THC for the medicinal cannabis area, because we're not to have high CBD, high THC in Australia. But on the seed side, you're looking for plants that have larger seed, that have less hull on them, that have high oil content, that have good protein content in the product, ultimately. And the market's there and growing because it's a desirable product. The oil is desirable. It's an omega-rich oil. It's a good protein. It contains all of the necessary amino acids. There's 9 essential amino acids, and hemp seed protein contains all of those components. So it's a desirable product. It's just having a market for it and having the processing streams that look after it in the right way.
So there's hemp for fiber, there's seed for food per se, some type of food source, and then there's the medical, through the medical system, prescription product. Articles, we've been working closely with one another as far as providing an advisory board to various businesses, whether it be their regulation and security, all the way through to coming up with a finished product. Can you explain that to, I guess, people that would be listening a little bit, like what we've kind of come up with as a team?
Yeah, lots of companies come in cold, not knowing exactly what their focus is on and where they're going with it and how they're going to achieve that. We try with the board of advice that we've developed to liaise with them initially and discuss what their expectations and hopes are, and then to develop a plan of action, a process that we'll follow in supporting them in getting to where they want to be. And that might be simply to build a greenhouse and grow material and then market that dried leaf material, or it might be to take it right through to the end product, which is the finished extract at 99% pure API product ready for pharmaceutical marketing under appropriate regulatory control, GMP and GAP and those sorts of things?
Yeah, so we kind of, I guess, have been working over the last 2 years on various aspects, and we've talked to a ton of people about different things within the industry and where they're at. People from applications with the Office of Drug Control, people that have their manufacturing license and trying to build out facilities and get that operation going. Some people looking to export product overseas. And I think what we've come up with is what we call a board of advice, an advisory board that we work with the company to accomplish the goals that the company is trying to achieve. And we're holding them accountable for their actions and trying to come up with solutions for their business to progress it forward. And I think it's an innovative approach to the industry, and I think it can add a lot of value to businesses, not only here in Queensland, but throughout Australia and through the Asia Pacific region.